All right, ladies and gentlemen, I never updated my graphic. Let me do that before. Yeah, this is a great start to episode 5. Down, 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 down. Okay, let's try. Let's try this again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Weekly Chobo, episode number 5. How do you do this, CTL? I am Corn Muscles, your host for the evening. With me, as always, is Vizon Kai. How are you doing today, Vizon?
Oh, well, feeling a little weird. It's pretty cold outside of Florida. I found that out today. So, other than that, though, I've had a decent day. How about you?
I'm doing well. It's a little bit weird telling people that the show is at 9 p.m. Eastern Time when I'm doing the show at the same time because I live in a place where we don't do daylight savings time. So my time didn't change, but everyone else's did.
Oh, Canada? Where do you live, Clark?
I live in Arizona. Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time except for...
you guys are too legit.
Yeah. In any case, as the old Indian saying goes, only the government could think that you can chop a foot off of a blanket, stitch that foot of blanket onto the bottom of the blanket, and think you have a longer blanket. You've never heard that?
I've never heard that before.
You never heard that? I guess it's an old Indian saying.
Well, it is. It's an old Indian saying, buddy.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. If that's actually real, that's amazing. I think you're messing with me. But that's really funny.
I'm not doing it exact. I think it's like only the government thinks it could chop a foot off the top of the blanket, attach it to the bottom of the blanket, and think it has a longer blanket in regards to daylight savings time. In any case, a little bit different episode we have this week. We're not actually talking about any teams. We're just going to be talking a little bit about the CTL itself, the Chobo Team League itself, and how you actually go about doing the CTL, how you go about playing in the CTL, all that sort of stuff. We are going to do the regular week recaps and week previews, but a little bit different. And as our guest this week, we have from Team Composite, the Gold Protoss, Smithy. Smithy,
Yep.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
That's all?
That's all?
Wow, dude.
Well, I
Wait,
mean,
all right, then.
Generic
all
answer
right.
I've
Moving on.
never gotten, ever.
well, what do you want me to say? I'm
What's
feeling
going on, man? Got any
I'm feeling like-
relationships?
Any relationships? Nah.
That's what you get from a Gold Protoss, ladies and gentlemen. he's
When will they learn?
Yeah, he's probably going to
Thanks,
all in
thanks.
somebody on ladder later. And
Hey.
and our other special guest this evening is Fox from Team Unrivaled, who is a Diamond Terran player. Fox, how the heck are you?
I'm all right.
Way to play, Smithy.
Wow, man. Nice. Like you set the
GG,
bar.
WP.
You guys are the most talkative guests we have ever had the pleasure of having on this show.
I'm kind of sad
Oh, thank
that Fox, my normal casting partner when I'm casting Chobo Team League, who apparently can't make it this Friday, so I have to find a replacement for him. But
Yeah, man.
that's okay.
I'm venturing out into the world this Friday, man.
Yeah, it's a
Gonna
little
go-
bit it's a little bit hard to do Fridays. I understand. I'm an old man who doesn't have fun anymore on Friday nights.
I'm gonna go get drunk and play poker, probably.
Nice. I hope you lose money. I mean, win money.
Aww. Porn always looking out for me. What a
You know
guy.
how
Art.
you know how
He's
it
trying
is.
He's trying to keep you away from the gambling. With,
He's trying to make
making
me
you
learn my
cast-
lesson, you know? He's
Yeah.
a good guy.
All right, so let's just get right into the show. Vizon, let's do your recap, and then we'll start talking about what the hell is the Chobo Team League, and we'll explain all that good stuff to all the fun people watching.
What about
Okay,
all-
fantastic.
Shit, man.
We're gonna do the week 3 recap. That word is hard to say.
Remixing the recap. Yes.
You know it. All right.
Somebody
So-
drop that beat.
As always, we're going to go over the results for the week really quick. So close your ears for like the next 15 minutes if you don't want spoilers. So, beats Alloy.
I will ask you to, on the GNR versus Stratic Gaming, to do as lame of a replay analysis type thing as possible for them because, well, you'll find out at the end of the show.
Now I'm scared. Okay, I'm just gonna start. All right,
And I'm just gonna interrupt you.
You are beats Alloy 5-4. Stratic
Yep.
beats Guns N' Roses 3-6.
No one heard that.
Outset.
Nothing.
Outset beats Outset beats Rival 4-5. CT6 beats Composite 6-3.
Bullshit.
Lucky
Whoa.
and I think I just messed up really bad. So hold on.
Yeah, you
so
said Outset.
Rival beats Outset. Sorry, other way around. Rival beats Outset 5-4.
There you go.
CT6 beats Composite 6-3. All Illustration beats.
Are you okay, Corn?
Yeah, I'm doing
Lucky
good.
I think he has a cold.
You should go see a doctor about
I'm
that.
gonna drink some Pepsi. Who should sponsor this show? Pepsi. Anyone from Pepsi, if you're listening, sponsor the show. I love you guys. I drink you all the time. Pepsi, just send me a couple cases and I will splash your logo all over the screen.
So what did you say again? Who beat Composite?
CT6 beats Composite 6-3.
Who's CT6?
CTL team
6.
number 6.
CTL
Okay.
team numbers. It's fuck you. Just go. Just continue.
Wow.
Okay, all
Chaos
inspiration-
descending on weekly
All
show.
inspiration beats Lucky 13.
Have you
5.
never heard this show before? It's chaos in the beginning, no matter what.
Vortex beats Team Bear Sloths 5-4. Okay,
That's
now
false.
that's done. I can stop screwing up. We're gonna start doing things that I hopefully wrote correctly.
You can never stop screwing up on this show. What are you talking about?
The first match we're gonna cover is UR's win versus Alloy.
You were doing that entire recap, and I didn't even have the spreadsheet up that I normally do to show
Yeah,
people.
You
So-
are 100%.
Okay, so congratulations, Fox. Your team finally managed to take a win.
Actually,
A well-earned delivery walkover. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I hear
So
that
this
there's
puts-
rumors that win might not stand up.
Ugh, disgusting.
This puts UR tied for 8th place with Composite. And so meanwhile, Alloy has an 0-3 and they fall to the
Oh,
bottom.
everybody who's watching, you have 30 seconds to hide the right side of your screen if you don't want to see the standings.
It's not like they're posted
Okay.
everywhere.
One
See,
of the
Vise,
most...
I have to ask, since we're interrupting you so often, Vizon, how much better would your recap be if no one interrupted you?
It would probably be considerably worse, because at least this way it's entertaining.
Yeah, he gets time to, just collect his thoughts.
All right, it's been 30 seconds. Bam!
Wait, it was 30
All right.
seconds?
One of the more interesting...
So, Vizon,
things-
how was your day?
Okay.
Dude, how's it like?
One of
What's
the
it
more
like for you
interesting
to
things
see
how
snow?
UR
What is it
finally
like for you
with
to
their
see
first
snow?
win of the season
Oh,
was
shit!
not one, not two.
We
What?
didn't start the whale songs!
He's just trucking
Oh,
back. He's trucking through.
It's not given not one, not two, but 3 walkovers
We
were
did whale
given
songs,
to
man.
I gotta start
UR
these.
this week.
I gotta start this ocean. The ocean
It's
song.
hard to
Okay,
tell.
you're good now.
If this is the beginning of a turnaround for you guys, Unrivaled, because you got 3 walkovers.
Yeah,
So-
man. I'm telling you, it's the real. He's just lucky that I didn't have to play him this week, man.
Okay.
I couldn't.
So,
I couldn't
'cause
find.
I
I
didn't
couldn't
play-
find whale songs. So you're
I'm
doing
a
this
little- I'm a
to.
little
You're doing
sad
this to
about
ocean
Alloy,
waves and
because
crackling
I think
fire.
they might get like discouraged in their first season since they've lost a few times. So I hope they pull it together and they start showing up to their.
They got a
games.
good captain, man. It's true.
Okay.
I mean, the reason my match got walked over is because the guy didn't
So
contact
Static
me
versus
till
Guns N'
Friday.
Roaches was a 6-3 win for Guns N' Roaches.
Was it
So
Might have been
Reppin'.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday that he contacted me.
okay, so these two teams are sitting near the top of the league, and they're both trying to get up to the top 2 teams, which are CT6 and Vortex. So, despite how it might look on the surface, this series actually could be pivotal in determining which of those two will break out towards the top and which of them might fall back down to the middle of the pack. And of course, shout out to Guns N' Roaches I Rush people for representing the random master race with that 2-1 victory in the ace
Wait,
match.
so he's a random Masters player?
No, okay. So moving on. Congrats to Rival and Outset with an extremely close series that did not have any walkovers.
Woo!
All right. showing that teams at the bottom of the league can still show up and perform. Rivals starting to look more and more like a threat to the middle teams, and my prediction for Outset is starting to look more and more like I'm completely wrong. Yep. So, special shout-outs, though, to Rivals Entropy, who has yet to lose ever this season, despite being played every week.
Good man.
Okay. Now, CT6 versus Composite. I'm going to go through this really fast because it's so painful.
Do we need to talk about this?
Hey, what happened in the gold number 2 match in CT6 versus Composite?
Jeez.
Well, that was when Corn Muscles, who was apparently playing Protoss. Is that true?
Yeah, he race picked.
You're not playing random anymore, really?
Week, man.
I'm race picking in the Chobo Team League for the rest of the season.
Unbelievable.
I'm like so disappointed in you now.
Yeah, seriously.
Gosh. All right. So anyway, you beat Shinobu. Congratulations, Corn.
You race picking.
Congratulations. Okay. So
I didn't have my fanfare music set, so I was gonna play something.
CT6 versus Smithy. Go get out your euphonium and play some fanfare on a.
I don't have my euphonium home with me.
Why not? Okay, well I don't like
real musicians.
I had
keep
lessons today, but I didn't bring it home with me.
Real musicians bring their instrument with them everywhere.
I have a root canal tomorrow. I don't need to play this weekend.
That's your excuse?
Yes.
I didn't bring it home because I have a root canal. So because of the pain I'm going through in the future, I can't bring it home.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be.
That's just poor
You're I'm
gonna either be in a lot of pain or I'm gonna be high as hell.
Why not both?
So.
Dude, the majority of great music has come from people being high as hell and doing something with their instrument.
I can whistle if you want.
No.
No, please don't.
Okay.
What else instruments do I have?
Oh yeah, so in the Composite versus CT6, Flubs didn't play this week. I don't have anyone to fanboy over because that's a good thing because you guys would probably all make fun of me considering how this has gone so far. Alright, Lucky 13 versus All Inspiration. Yet another important match. That was between two teams that are right in the middle of the pack, and they were really close together, and that placement seems pretty accurate since we got yet another 4-5 match. And so, once again, that was another close series that could have been changed had everyone shown up to their games.
Come on, people,
really
do work.
Do
work.
Okay. Lastly, we have Vortex versus Bear Sloths with a 5-4 victory. Okay, so Vortex cemented their place at the top of the league, and with a third place team defeated, Vortex is showing that the performance is not a fluke thus far. Some people might have been thinking, oh, Vortex isn't a threat. They've only beaten teams that, aren't necessarily as strong. But with this win over Bear Sloths, I think they're really showing that, yes, they are amazing. So, Bear Sloths, so on a positive note, they've managed to keep their good map score. So all they really need is just a few more match wins, and they'll probably, maybe, pull into the top 2. So both of those new teams, that is Vortex and Bear Sloths, have shown absolutely fantastic promise, and I am excited to see where they end up. Boom! I am done. Take that. You guys tried to shut it down.
No, we just tried to
mess with it. What do you mean tried to?
Yeah, I think
if I'm my phone in here, I'll be playing.
If I only...
Right, thanks, man. Oh, God. Anyway, what's
Very
next?
Nice. Talking about how do you do this CTO. So, for those of you who have been watching, we haven't really talked exactly about what the Chobo Team League is ever on this show. We talked to the admins, we've talked to teams, but we've never really talked just straight up about what the Chobo Team League is, I don't think. So really what the Chobo Team League is, it's an amateur StarCraft 2 league that's played in Heart of the Swarm, and I'm sure that the league will still be around for Legacy of the Void, and when that comes out, we will probably switch, not mid-season, but in the postseason. It'll probably wait until the next the off season before we officially switch to Legacy of the Void.
I don't know, man, because when we did that for Heart of the Swarm and no one was playing Wings of Liberty anymore, it was just really awkward.
Hopefully, my hope is that the admins know when Legacy of the Void is coming out and plan the season
accordingly.
So
that would be nice.
But so it's an amateur StarCraft 2 league where Diamond and lower. This is a league that's only for Diamond players and lower. They get together, they put on teams, and they play in a pro league style format where you play like leagues. So bronze play bronze, silvers, so on and so forth, all the way up to your diamonds. There's an ace match, which is just a best of 3. And it's a lot of fun. You can check them out at choboteamleague.com. And it's a lot of fun. So the way the CTL works is matchups are given out on a Monday. And the first thing you have to do if you're one of the people playing is you have to schedule your matches.
Very important.
Oh god, that.
Hearing this weekly recap makes me feel like there was a lot of forfeits this past week. So yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves of the Chobo Team League. And I will proudly say that I have never forfeited a match in the weekly Chobo in the Chobo Team
Good
League.
man.
I have played a match while having a very large panic anxiety attack. I lost that match. What's
Corn
funny?
is a trooper.
What is so funny about anxiety attacks?
Corn is a trooper, and Smithy is a jerk.
Oh man, you played through that anxiety attack?
Oh, jeez. Absolutely hilarious.
I'll laugh at the most inappropriate stuff.
Why did we let you on the show?
Because you love me.
I'm not sure anymore, dude.
Come on, you gotta admit you love Smithy.
Even I am so that's just disturbing.
I lost that match.
I know.
But I still played it. And so the biggest thing about scheduling your matches is send your opponent a message as soon as fucking possible. Don't wait until Tuesday. Don't wait until Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or God help you Saturday or Sunday. Crazy people. Send the message.
Monday after.
Send the message on Monday. Your captain gets the roster out on Sunday night. They're posted on Monday night. You know whether or not they're posted Monday morning. You know whether or not you're playing on Monday. Go check the website. See if your name's there. If your captain hasn't, for some reason, told you you're playing. Speaking of which, side note, captains, if you're playing somebody, tell them they're playing. So that they know they have to look to see who they're playing against so they can send a fucking message.
And, okay, and here's another thing. The only reason you should not be the one sending the message is if your opponent already sent you a message. That's the only excuse. You're not like, oh, I'm just going to wait for him to message me. No, screw you. You're going to send that message.
Because if you're saying, hey, I'm just going to wait until my opponent sends me a message, and then your opponent might be saying the same thing. And here's another thing to think about. Forfeits do happen. Stuff happens. We're not playing for money. We're not playing professionally.
Yet.
Real life happens, so forfeits are going to happen. The sooner you start talking with your opponent, you get an edge on that forfeit tracker. So if I'm playing Fox this week, and I send Fox the first message saying, hey, I'm free this time, and that time, when do you want to play? Let me know. And he doesn't respond. I have like that one little tick mark in the forfeit box so that if we can't play a match, I have a little bit of an edge where like I started the communication. Now that edge might not mean anything in the long run, but it helps.
Yeah.
So what about you, Smithy and Fox, as our players who are in the league? What do you guys feel like when it comes to scheduling matches? What are things that you guys look for? What do you like to do? How do you like to schedule your matches? What do you guys do?
I might answer this kind of selfishly right here, but I usually only schedule matches for times I'm available, which like I don't really. If they have
Everyone does that.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait. Wait. Time out.
Are you gonna let me continue?
No, we're not.
Oh, gosh.
How would you be able to play? So you only schedule matches for times you're available
You're
for.
available.
How would you play a match if you're not available? Well,
Oh, gosh.
I'm
I'm
not.
very proud of you for not scheduling a match when you know you are not available. That was
I have
smart of you.
once before.
That was the smartest
Once
thing
before.
you've ever done. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
So Smithy only schedules matches for when he's available. Continue.
I mean, like, I have no conflicts, or I'm not going to be running late on anything. I'm not going to be cutting it close for any scheduled events I have later that day. I'm talking, like, if they have something like that going on, I could care less.
What about you, Fox?
Man, I just schedule my matches for the weekend. That's just the best time to play. You have a lot of free time to practice beforehand. You have the whole week to prepare for your opponent and see what's going on, things like that. So it just makes life easier. And just schedule it earlier in the week. This week I got pretty lazy with scheduling my match, and look what happened. Didn't end so well. I didn't get even to play. So schedule your matches early and schedule them for late in the week, so you got time to prepare.
Yep, and I would agree with that. Even though I have no life and I'm available like the majority of the week, I refuse to schedule my match before Saturday if at all possible. Like if a person can't play on the weekend, then I'll play like Friday. But I like to have as much time to practice as I can.
Yeah, and the other thing is, and I'll use this to segue into my next point. We have a lot of people that are spread out across the country, so sometimes the weekend is the only time because your time zones are so different. You're Friday evening, but for your opponent it's Saturday morning. So you need to find time like that matches. Which brings me to my next point about scheduling your matches. Always, 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 always. I can't stress this enough. Always list time zones. You never know what time zone your opponent is in. Don't say, hey, I'm free Saturday at noon. Noon what? Vizon, you're East Coast, correct? Eastern time zone?
Yep.
Smithy, you're Central time zone, correct?
Yep.
You guys are both in EDT and CDT right now. Daylight time, correct? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, you are. I'm in Mountain Time. However, I'm Mountain Standard Time. So I'm actually now 3 hours behind instead of 2 hours behind Vizon like I normally am. So for those of you wondering why the show is now at 9 p.m. instead of 8 p.m., it's because you guys all went forward an hour and I didn't. So it's still the same time for me. And it's my damn show, so fuck all of you. Really, it's just because I can't...
Art.
I can't get out of work early enough to make 5. Otherwise, I would probably still have done it at 8 p.m. Eastern. But
Do it at work.
So yeah. I probably could get away with it, to be honest. But
So for this small portion of the year, all the Arizonans get what they want, and they're closer to California, since they're in the same time zone.
But anyway, yeah, definitely, guys, use time zones and give definite times. Don't say, "Oh, I'm free Saturday afternoon." What do you mean you're free Saturday afternoon? Are you? And then I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it's 1 p.m. We'll play at 1 p.m." And then you're gonna be like, "I'm busy. Let's play at 2."
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Also, this kind of makes it a little more difficult because now we are adding in a lot more EU players.
Not just EU. We also have SEA players.
Oh,
And I know Unrivaled has a guy who lives in Japan, so yeah.
The Lucky 13's captain, Metalcore, he's technically in the SEA. He's in New Zealand, which is technically SEA server. Not that anybody plays on the SEA servers, but they still exist.
Yeah.
There are people who actually live in the actual Southeast Asia who play on the SCA server. Sometimes.
Isn't GM only like 50 people there because there's not enough players to fill it up?
Hey, wait, Fox, your turn. Go get GM.
Oh, what am I doing? Huh?
Go get GM.
I already have. Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys can think of with scheduling matches?
Scheduling.
Oh,
yeah. Be
Like,
flexible,
super
man.
Keep it simple, keep it safe, man. Just easy.
Oh, realize that life happens.
And definitely make sure that you give, if you say you're going to be there, get specific with your times. You are playing at 1 p.m. Saturday, and be there at 1 p.m. Heck, be there early. Get there at like 12:45. Don't show up at 1 and say, hey, can I play a ladder game to warm up? No. You say you're playing at 1 p.m., you're playing at 1 p.m. No more forfeits, guys. All right, so
Sounds good.
So yeah, I think that really does it about for scheduling matches. That's pretty good. So Fox and Smithy, the next topic we have is how do you prepare for your CTL matches? So who wants to go first? Now,
Ox.
obviously, this is getting into the secret realm of strategy.
And I just take the week off, just go play League of Legends for a week, just relax, enjoy, and then when it comes time for the match, just play mech, because mech is really slow, so, you don't really need to practice that much.
Yeah.
No. In all honesty, preparing for your matches is really just a matter of knowing what race your opponent is. And looking for better players than you who play that race. That's why I made a lot of Masters friends with every race. I have now my GM friend Rhaegor. I used to practice with him if I ever had a TVZ. I, just find better players than you. Maybe you have a teammate or someone like that who you think might be better than you at the matchup. Just play around with them for a little bit. Maybe if you like, you can see your opponent's replays from previous CTL matches. You know what he is. You know what his playstyle is. If he maybe likes to cheese. Maybe if he likes to play long macro games. You can just find out what he does. Find out what his weaknesses are, if possible, and just prepare. Go around it. That's what I like about CTL, man. Is that it gives lower level players a chance to do that.
And I think that
strategy, bitches.
What?
It says strategy, bitches.
Okay, thank you. One of the things I think with the CTO that a lot of people don't think about is, in ladder, there's so much cheese, there's so much crap that goes on. It's really you can't really prepare for it. You just go in and you got to be like water, free flow, fill the void, whatever you want to call it. With the CTL, you have a way where you can.
I'm sorry. Was that like the Protoss Bruce Lee? Like, be water, fill the void?
Yes.
What?
That's a Bruce Lee quote. Like, be water, fill the cup, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flow.
Okay.
Spike
Exactly.
Spiegel said his fighting style was like water. You just go with the flow, pretty much.
Yeah, man. I think that's actually a really important thing too. Is to just like, if something happens in your game, and this goes for ladder also, like you're not ready for, or you're not expecting, just chill. Don't panic. Panic is like the worst thing you can do because you're gonna forget shit.
So what
Just
about
chill?
What about
You
you, Smithy?
Yes,
Well,
Smithy. What do you do?
You want my honest answer or answer that you're gonna expect?
What do you think?
Okay.
I want
Well,
I want an honest answer from you, Smithy, so that I can make fun of you, and then we will correct you.
Okay. What I usually do is I start out. I usually go onto the Korean server, go down the Bronze League, cannon rush everyone. Then I do TTs.
Wait, you actually make a Smurf on the Korean server?
Or
Cannon Rush bronze players.
Or
I don't think
Or
Smithy could beat bronze players with cannon rushes.
Oh snap!
I don't know.
Oh snap!
Corn, you want to sell us there?
Okay, so Smithy, I have a question for you.
Are you actually going to answer for realsies, or are you just going to be a...
Well, I was going to continue on my answer. Okay. Or another thing I usually do is I get a hold of a member of my team who is the race I play, and I'm pretty sure has an idea what my opponent can do, and they can do it pretty well. Maybe not as exactly as my opponent would do, but as would be well or even better than. And then I just find a build that would be suitable for that matchup, and would rep that out maybe 5 times, 3 to 5 times a day, up until my match.
Okay.
Crickets.
Yeah.
So a couple things I've always done myself when it comes to matches is I've looked at people's match history and seen what they've been doing, seen if they've been practicing on the map we're going to be checking, or we're going to be playing, see if they've been playing people, of the right race matchup on that map and looking at what they do and trying to get an idea, oh, I think they might do this, and, working on builds that might counter that. As well as I also look into their 1v1 ladder history, because that's how you can see, I feel, what they're familiar with, and you can get an idea of what they enjoy playing, and then you can get ready to counter that if need be as well. So that's one of the things I do. And another thing that I know a lot of people do in the league, so you have to be careful of watching your 1v1 match history, especially for those custom games. Since Blizzard brought in the no build order and no match history, I know that there are a good number of people out there in the CTO that actually falsify their match history, and they will do like a Nexus first or a 15 pool or 14 as Zerg, or 2 racks as Terran, or 1 racks FE as Terran, to be like, and they'll do that build a couple times, so as if they're practicing it, and then when they get into their match, they do something completely different. So they just try to mind game people, and that's kind of funny. Is that you can actually do that in the CTL, and that's just kind of cool. So that you can
mind games, yo.
Yeah, all those mind games.
I'm
gonna tell you.
I'll be honest. I did that this week. I purposely hit all my match history when I was practicing my 3-gate all-in I was planning on doing last week. And then I did like 4 1-gate expand builds on the map I was playing against the race I was playing. And I don't know, my all-in ended up winning, and my opponent had an in-base expand going. So maybe he checked and thought I was doing what my match history said, but I wasn't.
See, that's why I literally do the same thing every game.
Well, that's good enough, Fox.
Keep it simple, keep it safe, and just beat your opponent, man. Easy peasy. Done.
So here's what I do. I look for I look at my opponent's match history, and I look for any excuse to think that all-inning them would be viable. I'm like, oh, this guy, he goes like Nexus first like 25% of his games. Time to one base all in him, because I just love the feeling of killing people with all-ins. Because I like the rush about, oh, if this attack doesn't work, I'm dead. So that's how I prepare.
I like the rush of not that. So.
Oh, but that's not really a rush.
The only
I've been getting like every single freaking game recently has been Habitation Station. I've just been lifting to the gold, man, just for fun. Oh man, that build is crazy, dude. I've lost like 1 time with it. When you lift to the gold and go double.
Oh god. And usually
did you see that match in was it GSL, or was it one of the recent tournaments where it ended up being a base race, and a guy ended up lifting his barracks and his command center. He landed his command center on the gold and used his barracks to form a wall, and that actually won him the game because he could make Marines behind the wall, and they were able to... No? Okay.
I didn't see it, I'm sorry.
Looks like Pro League.
I hate you.
Okay, pick up Orion, says that happened in Pro League.
Well, they're 25 seconds behind us, so it might not be that he's responding to.
So scratch what we just said.
One other thing I want to say about preparing is use your team, but not only your team, use the Chobo Team League in general, because there's a lot of times where if somebody from your team isn't available, somebody just in the Chobo Team League will be online, and you can talk to them, and a lot of times they're willing to help as long as...
man, keep it in your team. You gotta have loyalty.
Yeah, your team should come first, but there's a lot of times where other people in the CTO will be willing to help you out.
And if I can give one piece of advice here, whenever you are working on a build for a set matchup, make sure you use that build against any possibility that you would face coming from that person. So, like, if say you're playing a TVZ and you're gonna do a 3 racks, test that 3 racks against a 10 pool, a 13 pool, 13 gas, hatch first, fast roach.
You should have used a Protoss opponent, man.
Yeah, that really
Your lack of
should've-
Zerg knowledge just showed so loud
dude.
there. Yeah,
Well, I'm just using this as an example. I wasn't trying to
Yes.
actually. So, like, if you want to say like a PVT, you are going to do a 1 gate expand into RoboPlay. You want to test that out against 2 racks, 3 racks, proxy racks, Vesps, SCV pool.
it's not Vesp's SCV pull. It's bit
I don't
by
care. I
bits
call it Vesp
at
SCV
VR.
pool. Then test it out against a macro game too. Just find every possibility.
No,
You can
no
make sure
hate
you're
Vesp.
prepared.
It's just bit by bits. It's bit by bit. Prime. did
Bit
a
by
little-
bit.
Thank you, Vizon. One of the other things I want to talk about preparing your matches is go to your diamond. If you're a lower league player, go to your diamond players and ask them for help. Ask them what build order is good against the race you're playing. You know, if you're playing against the random, ask them what's a good, just standard, safe build order and work on that. In
Yeah,
diamonds,
that's pretty big.
and one of the other things that pisses me off about some of the diamond players, and I know Team Composite, which is my team, is a little bit bad about this sometimes when it comes to helping people. Help them in the way it's going to work for them. So if you have a person that sucks using sentries, don't tell them to do a build that uses sentries. If you have somebody who's really terrible with muta control, don't give them a build that's very muta based. You know, give them something to their own strength. If they're a great early game player, give them a 1 base all in. If they're better at macro, give them a safe fast expand. You know what I mean? Don't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
man.
one of those things to me. It's like, or if you have somebody that's really, really, really strong with high Templar, don't tell them to go Colossus first. Let them get the high Templar first. So they let them do an Archon timing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree with that. I think yeah, and I mean I always try and help people that come for me. You know, they come to me with help. And yeah, I go over some replays with them, maybe give them a build order. If they want me to teach them a build order, like specific one, I'll teach them. Usually I'll just pull it off the internet and try to do it myself. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just such a big fan of doing what you're comfortable with. It's just so helpful. Like if you can just be in your comfort zone while you're playing these games.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're good with all-ins, do all-ins. If you're good with GTs, use GTs. If you're good with cheeses, use cheeses.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that playing with it exactly as Fox said. He said it perfectly. Playing within your comfort zone, you're always going to have a better chance of victory by coming and playing in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
If you're playing out of your comfort zone, or better than that, if you can get your opponent out of their comfort zone while you're still in yours, you're going to have a much better chance.
At the same time, you should definitely expand your comfort zone during your practice time so that you have a wider range of builds to choose from in your next match.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You still want to practice to be a better all-around StarCraft player. Because
Absolutely.
ideally, the Chobo Team League is, as it says right on the banner, it's the StarCraft 2 league that makes you a better player. We want everybody to get into Masters and graduate from the Chobo Team League.
I don't know about everybody.
Well,
Give it a couple years. Give it a couple years.
Oh yeah.
but speaking of comfort zone, I think that really gives us a nice little segue into our next topic, which is dealing with victories and dealing with losses. So we all know that in the end of a StarCraft 2 game, there's a winner and there's a loser. Because draws don't count and you'd have to replay that game anyway.
That is a good statement of fact, my friend.
Very philosophical.
So, who wants to go first? Fox or Smithy?
I went first last time. It's your
Smithy.
turn, man.
So
Smithy.
Smithy,
Well,
what are your suggestions for dealing with losses and dealing with victories?
okay.
And I do want, before you start, I do want to say that dealing with a victory is indeed something you really need to do, because there are ways you can handle victories badly that can hurt your chances the following games.
Don't
Yes.
get cocky.
Yeah. This is my 4th season in the league. My first 2 seasons I played, I did not win a single game. So something that usually kept me going was knowing that one day there'd be that chance I get to show what I'm capable of, and I would just be optimistic about the next week I played, and I would look over the replay, see what I did wrong, go onto ladder, fix what I did wrong, make sure I didn't do that again, and that really has helped me these past couple seasons. Last season I went 3-3, which a couple of those games I lost could have been fixed. Then this season so far, with the week I played, I'm 1-0. Then when you win a game, you don't want to be a prick about it. You want to be humble. You want to it's when you win a game, you're improving yourself. So don't be a.
I disagree.
So don't.
I think you improve with losses. You improve with, if you can realize what you did wrong to lose, you'll improve more than if you realize what you did right to win.
Well, that's a different.
Well, you
story.
can
I
think
think you
about.
can still.
You can improve yourself in different ways by winning a game. You can't. It's not just skill wise, but confidence wise and just mentally or same thing, I guess. So
Point
if you win,
Smithy. You probably won't hear me do that very often, but yes, Smithy makes a good point there. He wins.
Whoa,
He,
Korn admitted he was.
And at the same time, also, and in a victory, if you were, for example, ahead, like really, really, really far ahead, and you almost lost, you can look at the replay and see what you did to almost completely throw your lead and rectify that. So you can still learn from a victory, but you can't dwell on the things you did right, and you have to look at the things you did wrong as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So when you win a game, just know you're getting better you're improving yourself by doing it, and that this league is for fun and for getting better at the game, and confidence is part of that. So the next week you play, don't be cocky. Don't say, "Oh, I beat this guy who won against this guy," blah blah blah. No, it's StarCraft. Anything can happen any game you play.
what about you? What about you, Fox?
I think for CTL it's a little bit easier to deal with a loss because you've got a lot of time to really think about what happened.
Yeah, 12-week regular season this season.
Yeah,
Or,
man.
excuse me, 11-week. Sorry.
It gives you I don't know what the right word. It's not perspective, but I mean, you can really just check out yourself and see like, hey, man, it's not like I played this game so super well. I made a lot of mistakes here and there, and I think that's, I mean, with dealing with a loss, that's pretty big. But I think a pretty big thing for the CTL has got to be just not getting down about your own play, especially if you're doing like the ace match. Oh boy, don't be a Debbie Downer, man. Just relax. It's got a long time. You got a long time to improve. You've got a long time to maybe hit the same guy again. You know, that's what I think. That's what kept me going a lot was with that series I had with Gautama. You know, just the chance to play someone like that again or really enjoy everything.
That was a really good series.
Yeah, and again, I had now this season with Flubs, the series I had with Flubs. I'd love to get a chance to redeem myself, I guess. After that last game I played was just really awful, awful. And I don't want to be like, hey man, that's not how I play. You know, that's not the best I can do. I don't want to I don't want to leave it on that note.
I would say that I think Flubs might not be opposed to that, because remember him telling me, he said, at this point I don't even care if I lose the series because these games have been so fun. So
Yeah.
I think he would quite enjoy to play you again.
So
Give us off-season.
before me and Vizon chime in, Fox as the only diamond on the show tonight. Is there any difference between dealing with a loss and a victory when it comes to the week versus when it comes to a single game in a best of 3 if you're in that diamond ace match?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it comes again a lot to the point of dealing with that the mentality you can have for a win can be, again, like learning. If you can make a big mistake and lose a game, or you can even make a big mistake and win a game, and you maybe don't realize that you made that mistake because you're like, yeah, whatever, I won. Things like that. That can really come to bite you in your ass in something like the ace match. But mostly, it's just the difference has got to be for your attitude. If you're gonna win a game, it can really just help you. Like it can, the whole momentum thing is really true. Just for coming off of big wins. So I'm a big fan of winning. Yeah.
I think everyone likes to win.
I like to add in there. This yesterday or last night, I was in this kind of tournament thing, and I ended up getting second in the
tournament thing.
It was a tournament, whatever. I'm sorry, I'm tired. And I ended up getting second in the tournament, which I know I could have done better then. But I'm still feeling confident, and I'm like Fox said, the momentum from winning big games. So whenever I play my match this week, I'm yes, and when I play my match this week, feel like I'm going to dominate, but which sounds kind of cocky, but it's just momentum.
Well, you should always go into a match ready. You should always go into a match feeling like you're going to win. If you go into a match thinking, oh, this guy's better than me, oh, I'm going to lose, guess what? You're going to lose.
Cough, Jordan, cough.
Especially if you have like
don't
a
even.
plan. If you're coming into the ace match and you have like a plan or something like that, it can really hurt you if you have like a 3-game game plan and you go down. Like against Flubs, when I went down my first game and I was going to do that 2-Rex Reaper, I was like, I don't know, man. If this doesn't work, I'm like, this. I don't have another game to fall back on. This could be terrible. And I'd only done that build like twice before I played it in that match. Yeah. So it was pretty risky. But at the same time, I enjoy that risk a lot. I think in the first All-Star tournament when I was against Spiderhawk and I 11-11'd him, game 5. Man, there's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I wanted to say about dealing with losses and victories. For both of these, this is the Chobo Team League. It's a for-fun league. It's not for money. It's just for bragging rights. So anybody's probably gonna get upset with a loss. Everybody's gonna be happy with a victory, but don't let it get yourself. When it's a loss, don't let it get yourself so far down you're like beating yourself up over it. It's for fun. This is a league for improvement. You didn't just lose Game 7 of the IEM Katowice $100,000 winner-take-all StarCraft 2 tournament, which you should all watch this weekend.
Yes, do that.
But you know what I mean? And find something good to do to get the bad energy out with your loss. Go for a run. Sneeze. Have sex with your girlfriend. I don't know.
Man.
Have sex with your boyfriend. Do whatever you need to do, but do something productive with that negative.
What?
You do realize my age, right?
You decided to come onto the Mature Show.
How old are you?
He's 18.
Oh, get over yourself.
Yes, he is. He is so. Yes, we are not breaking any terms of service thingamajiggers right now by having him on a show that's been marketed. Yeah, he's definitely 18.
But I mean, do something positive. Go garden. Weed your mom's garden so you get a bigger allowance if you're 15 and in high school. I don't know. Make some chocolate chip cookies.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of planting weed in your mom's garden.
Yeah, exactly. It's seriously just, do something. If you can do something positive with the negative energy you have after a loss, you'll feel so much better.
So I'm going to mention this really quick.
Or buy a $1, like 5 $1 plates from Walmart and then just smash them. But make sure to clean up your mess.
The most important thing to do is that after you're done raging, don't be embarrassed either about your loss. Because I'm not going to name any names, but there is a certain person I know who, even though after he calms down, he won't show anyone the replay because he doesn't want them to see him lose. And because of that, no one's able to help him improve whenever he loses. So
you're not dealing with your losses correctly.
Exactly.
Oh, man. We just what right on topic.
Even the bourgeois of Brood War lore watch their replays with their coaches to see what they could do better.
How do you think they got to be the bourgeois of Brood War? They sat there and they looked at their own mistakes and they
watched it with people. They watched it with their coaches. They watched it with their teammates to see what they could do better.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I think there's actually a part of State of Play where they show Jaedong watching replays with his team. So it's pretty huge.
Yeah.
So we did have a question come through, though it wasn't really question and answer time yet. We did have a question come through which I thought fit in with the topic at hand of dealing with losses and victories, which came from Pikaporian in the chat. What's the show's take on various levels of BM between offensive GGs, manor buildings, manor nexus, manor mules, and how does it affect people? Personally, I'm not a fan of BM. Let me be a little bit more specific. I'm not a fan of initiating the BM. If you BM me, I'll BM you right back. Let's get that straight. But I'm not a big fan of utilizing BM, where I'm sure that in an ace match, if you start BMing the person in game 1 or game 2, if it goes to that game 2, game 3, you might get their mindset in a worse place, so it might give you that little bit of an advantage. But to me, it's like taking steroids. It's almost like cheating a little bit. And the other thing is, BM in the Chobo Team League has no place whatsoever. This is a friendly league to make people better players. Personally, I'm not a fan of any kind of BM in this league at all. Especially like the offensive GGs or the anything. If your opponent wants to be a little brat and lift all his buildings and send him off to the corners, relax, build some Void Rays or Mutas or whatever, and go kill him.
And my opinion is that really passive-aggressive things like offensive GGs and whatever else people think might be okay, but it's actually like the most infuriating thing ever. Just because it's like you're already sort of tilted, and then all you're doing is kind of being a jerk even more. I'm okay with it in pro games because pros are showmen, but we're here to have fun. We're not here to put on a show for people.
Pros also know a little bit better about when they are at a point where they're not going to lose.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, Teja lost the game because he manor muled.
Have you ever seen? I don't know if you've ever seen the game where Life twice in the same series double manor hatchery Naniwa and lost both games.
I remember those.
Wait, or the game when I think it was Innovation versus MC. Innovation manor threw down a BM like a build command center in MC's base when he was winning. Then the next game, MC built like 2 nexuses in Innovation space when he was winning.
Yeah, well, that's another thing is there are certain people that manor nexusing and doing those BM things, that's just a dumb idea. You think it'll get in their head, but you're right and wrong. Where you're right where, yeah, it does get in their head, but it gets in their head the wrong way. It puts them it moves them from GM to bourgeois status where you don't have a chance in hell of beating them after you do that. You are just going to get the beatdown of your life, son. and then they're gonna BM you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing I think is really off limits in my mind has got to be offensive GGs. Those are just the
Yeah,
worst.
offensive GGs are just
I
stupid.
hate. I mean, this is the only time that I will just like lift my buildings and go to the corner of the map is if someone offensive GGs me, because that says to me it's like I'm gonna end this game now, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna make you sit here for another 12 minutes.
I'm pretty
while
sure
you hunt down my CCs.
I'm pretty sure me, Vespasian, and somebody else were playing 3v3s, and the enemy team offensive GG'd us. So we gave all our money to Vespasian, had him hide widow mines everywhere, and had him lift all of his buildings, and watched as the widow mines like kept racking up kills and they kept raging. So cathartically satisfying. Anyway, I hate you if you offensive GG. Like you are the worst person.
I'm a fan of mana mules. I'm a fan of all that silly crap. But just no. If you offensive GG me, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you where you don't want to be hurt.
And I do want to say that there is a league policy for the Chobo Team League regarding BM, and that rule is that per se friendly BM, Manor Mules, Manor Nexus are considered to be okay in the league. They're not really smiled upon, but they're not actively assessed penalty. However, there is very strict rules about other forms of BM and forms of harassment where you can be banned for anywhere from a quarter of the season to getting completely banned for life from the Chobo Team League. And there are multiple people who have actually been banned for life from the Chobo Team League because of harassment and just very strong BM. So again, the better, be safe. Don't BM somebody. That's really all it comes down to. It's a fun league. Don't BM somebody. It's just, it's not a cool thing.
Yeah. For my CTL GSL match, I'm playing against a guy who has previously BM'd me. Is a high diamond player from GNR.
Are you calling him out?
Yeah, I am actually, because I'll play him right after this.
You don't just call somebody out and not say their name. Say it.
Zach Orr, high diamond player from GNR. We were playing in a small.
So what you're saying is you're gonna lose?
Bullshit. No. What I'm saying is I'm gonna try. Even though he's a high diamond player, I'm gonna still try my best to beat him. I don't give a fuck if he's better. If he's supposedly better than me. Last time we played.
You stop playing with the damn coin.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
I didn't realize you guys could hear it.
I can hear your breathing too.
I'm not even breathing. Wait,
really? You're not? Are you sure?
I'm not breathing.
And here's where we find out. Here's where we find out Smithy is not a human being. I always suspected as such.
I'm a ginger. I can't be human. I'm a ginger.
All right.
Okay. Well, I was trying to say was yeah, he previously banned me by building multiple nexuses all around my bases, and yeah. So
nice. All right.
Okay, then.
So, really quickly, going into the Week 4 preview, upcoming matches this week, we have Team Unrivaled going against the undefeated Vortex Esports. Stratic Gaming is going up against Outset Gaming. That's a 5 versus 11 matchup. Guns N' Roaches against Team Rival Gaming. The number 1 team right now, CTL Team 6, going up against All Inspiration. The number 6 team. Team Composite versus the Lucky 13 in the matchup of the 7 and 2, or the 7 and 8 teams. And Alloy Esports versus Team Bear Sloss. That should be a interesting one to see, the 3rd place team against the 12th place team. So check that out. Upcoming cast, we have Team Unrivaled versus Alloy Esports is going to be cast by myself, Corn Muscles, and a yet undetermined co-caster, and that's going to be Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Stratic Gaming versus Guns N' Roaches, I'll talk about in a second. Outset versus Team Rival, we don't know that one yet. CTL Team 6 versus Team Composite is going to be cast by Metalcore, and that's going to be Thursday at 6 p.m. Lucky 13 versus All Inspiration was cast already. That was Monday by TB Ham. Vortex versus TBS Team Bear Sloss is going to be the 10th. Oh, that was yesterday, or 2 days ago, Monday at 9:30 p.m. GMT -8. So check those out if you can. We're gonna see. Is there any questions in the chat? I don't see anybody.
Well, we never really said anything about it before.
Don't see any questions, ladies and gentlemen. If you do have any questions, really quick, post them in chat. I can't see, and we're running out of time. That's why I'm saying post them. We actually are out of time. Sorry, no questions and answers today. Very, very many thank you, such thanks, many happy, whatever, to Fox and Smithy for coming on the show and dealing with this. And would you like to just say a final word of goodbye, Smithy?
Oh God. Goodbye.
Sounds good.
Dude, I don't. I'm all right. Goodbye. I'm not breathing. What the heck? Okay.
So
Smithy.
Goodbye. Don't do that. Goodbye, Smithy. Good luck in your match. Most people do thank us for letting them be on the show, but you're too good for that. Yeah. How about you, Fox? Any final words, Fox?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Excellent.
I don't know. Thanks for letting me be on the show.
Thank you. At least you're not as condescending as Smithy.
DTDOP, hashtag year of CT6.
It's always a pleasure to hang out with Corn and the crew. And
we try to have fun.
Just have a good weekend. No, just enjoy your weeks. Make sure you don't do anything too stupid.
No promises.
And yes, promise me. Promise me.
No promises.
We all need to hear next week. I need someone to practice with.
All right.
Right.
Yes, we all meet here this week, safe and sound.
Vizon,
And, of course, hashtag year of CT6.
Yes, Corn.
Vizon, any final thoughts from you, my friend?
Okay, thanks to our lovely audience for sitting through this week where we have been extremely disorganized and chaotic to no end.
Love you.
And also putting up with our slightly strange topics since we aren't interviewing a team this week. All right, then.
Well,
That's all I have to say.
eventually we'll run out of teams to interview, and this will be more like the normal show. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching very much. My name is Corn Muscles. I was your host. Thank you very much to Smithy, the Gold Protoss from Team Composite, Fox, the Diamond Terran from Team Unrivaled, and of course, Vizon, my glorious co-host, and his reporting. We've had a lot of fun this week. Ladies and gentlemen, immediately after this cast, Metalcore and Redentor are going to be streaming Guns N' Roaches versus Stratic Gaming. Go tune in, twitch.tv/Metalcore1993. Thank you all for watching very much. You guys stay safe. Have a good one. Smithy, good luck in your match. Zach Lord, good luck in your match. And go check out Guns N' Roaches versus Stratic Gaming going live very shortly. Have a good night, folks.